What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kev here. What the fuck is going on? It's a good day because the Pats are playing on Thursday. Pats are playing on a Thursday. Super hype about that. Not super hype about the comp. You know, I'll tell you right now, my Pats are in a good spot right now. We're playing really well. I kind of want to see if it's a farce, if we're actually good. I don't think this is the team to, well, I was going to say this isn't the team to necessarily find out against, but if we get smacked, then obviously I have a pretty good idea that the Pats maybe aren't as good as I thought they were. But if we smoke them, which we should, I still have my questions. Sorry to you Falcons fans, I think we can all agree it is not a Falcons year. Not that it's necessarily a Pats year either, but we're doing okay. We're doing okay. But guys, real quick, if you're new to the channel or new to Prizepicks, I'll give you my little synopsis I give every video. Prizepicks is essentially a fantasy sports betting platform where instead of just picking players, you're betting on the over or under on the point projections of players. So, I mean, you can do points too, like we talked about fantasy score, but now they do single stats, which is great. So we're looking at Matt Ryan at 235.5 yards. I can say he's going to do either over or under that. I could pair that 2, 3, 4, 5 times with that many picks. So it's like a parlay in that aspect. And you can do it with different sports. So, and just scoring too. It's really cool. So I could do the over 235 passing yards for Matt Ryan, switch over to MMA. Let's go fantasy score, not single stats. And I haven't looked MMA enough yet. You guys know that that's my gig, and I don't want to give you an inaccurate read here. I don't hate Sean Brady, though. Michael Kiesa is scary. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I won't give you one because I don't stand by it, but let's just pretend I like Sean Soriano over 92.5 or Pat Sabatini because I love his wrestling. Actually, I don't hate that one because I do love his wrestling. So let's say over 76.5 for Pat Sabatini. So I could pair that with, one of the ones I talked about, NBA season, guys. NBA is actually taking precedence right now. The main slate on NBA is taking precedence over NFL's Thursday night football game. So it's basketball season, ladies and gents. But yeah, so let's get right into it, guys. And if you do sign up, please use code DGF, obviously for Daily Grind Fantasy. It helps us out, helps support the channel. And we're running a promo where if you use our code, you get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100, aka if you deposit $100, you'll get $100 back matched. So obviously it's worth it and really helps us out and supports the channel. So that's code DGF. But let's get right into it, guys. So I'm wasting enough of your time. This is going to be a quick one anyway, because both of these teams, let's be honest here, the Pats, love them. Falcons, used to love some of their players. Both teams aren't super fantasy relevant. But let's get into the single stats first. I'm not going to touch the passing yards. It's very interesting to see Matt Ryan and Mac Jones at the same passing yards standard right in here at 235.5. Matt Ryan is traditionally a much better passer. Obviously, we haven't seen a ton of Mac Jones, but I still feel a lot better with Matt Ryan. That being said, he is not playing well. The whole team is not playing well. Very underwhelming offensively, and this is a tough matchup. We know the Pats secondary is good. The Pats pass D is good. And Matt Jones, on the other hand, is playing well, but that's still a pretty high number for him to clear, and I wouldn't quite expect it, especially with the game script. The better, it's almost like the better the Pats do, the worse Mac Jones does in fantasy relevance. Not always, but we're seeing some less than stellar performances out of him when he doesn't need to throw, and that's all quarterbacks. If your defense is doing a good job, your running backs are doing a good job, you shouldn't have to throw much. So I'm going to avoid both of those. Rushing yards has the most obvious pick on the slate for me at Damian Harris at 46.5. He seems fully healthy right now. Definitely monitor that. But in competitive games, he has smoked this. And by competitive games, I mean games where it's been at least close, or the Pats have been smoking and very well ahead and are able to run the ball, where this game does have New England's as a minus 6.5 favorites. I will say there are some games where the game script gets away from them. That was like Tampa Bay, the Saints, two teams that are very tough and where Pats kind of got washed. So you didn't get washed against the Bucks, but we never had a chance to run against the Bucks, and you don't run up against the Bucks anyway. It's too scary. So yeah, those are the only games Damian Harris really didn't do good. Other than that, he smoked. I think he's 3 or 4 games over 100 yards this year rushing. The Falcons are a terrible rush D. They're allowing 122 rushing yards per game this year. I think that's the most obvious pick on the slate for him to clear 46.5. Another one I like, I'm not going to touch any more of the rushing. Another one I like for receiving yards is Hunter Henry over 23.5. He's cleared this in 8 of his last 10 games. The games he's fallen short were also very close. One was 23 on the dot. The other was 19 yards. He is a giant target right now. Mac Jones loves him. becoming slowly his favorite red zone target as well. Hunter Henry is becoming relevant. Jonas Smith is becoming irrelevant. I think Hunter Henry is a solid pick here over that. That's going to do it just about for all my picks, guys. There's not a lot of other ones. I mean, if you want to take some of the Falcons receivers, you think they're going to be down. Pitts at 52.5. I looked at his receptions. I think it was 4. Yeah, 4. That's just kind of accurate. Russell Gage is becoming, a decent option on that team with obviously no Calvin Ridley and Julio leaving the team this year. But it's just, I don't think he's filled the role necessarily as much as we thought he was going to do. It's just a weird dynamic. I don't really know. I mean, they're really not giving you too much. I don't even think, like, for rushing yards after Damian Harris, they didn't give us any other Falcons. So yeah, I think no one knows what to do with the Falcons too much here. Only other one that I think makes sense to me, if we're looking at where's the pass completions for Mac Jones, he's at 22. I think he should probably be under this because I don't think he's going to need to throw that many times. I don't think he's going to need to throw that many times to reach 22. In the games that we've been blowing out, teams are looking really good. He has not needed to do that. So something to think about there. But definitely my favorite pick on the slate is Damian Harris over 46.5 rushing yards. And then I don't mind Henry as well. Over 23.5 receiving. So that'll do it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. Again, use code DGF if you do sign up. And yeah, let's cash, guys, and go Pats.